Hi guys, we're going to practice the Make 10 strategy for addition. I will demonstrate 3 ways that students can practice making 10. Let's start by reading the story. There are 4 frogs in the pond. 9 more frogs come along. How many frogs are there in all? So we want students to read and understand the story before they start to do anything for solving, just because word problems sometimes add and sometimes subtract. There are many things that could be happening here. So we want to see if we can kind of visualize what's going on. So we know the story is about frogs. They're in the pond, but then some more frogs come along. So I know my number is greater now. So this is dealing with addition. So we'll use our Make 10 strategy, but we'll start off in a concrete way. And that just means that we're going to use some type of counter to show the numbers that are in the story. Okay, so my black counters are showing the frogs that were in the pond. So there are my 4 frogs. And the red counters are showing the frogs that came along. So this addition sentence is represented by that picture. So 4 plus 9 is what I want to solve. So the Make 10 strategy is used to help us build 10 as a friendly number and then count from there. So I'm looking at my 2 numbers. I see 4 and 9. It would be faster for me to just add 1 more to the 9 because it's very close to 10. So what I'll do is I'll break apart my 4 by moving 1 over. Give that to the 9 so that that 10 frame is full. So now instead of 4 and 9, my picture has changed to show 3 and 10. And so I'll write the addition sentence to match that. So 4 plus 9 is the same as 3 plus 10. So without counting, I know that 3 and 10 is 13. So that means that 4 plus 9 must also equal 13. There are 13 frogs in all. Now, if a student is still in the concrete phase where they need to use blocks to count, they probably won't believe that making that 10 is actually helping us solve that first problem. So it's smart to check the answer. So what I'll do to check is I'm going to put everything as it was originally, and I'll use another addition strategy to count and make sure that that answer is correct. So let's see, I'll do the count on strategy. So again, I'm just going to start with my 9 because it's the greater number and it'll help me count on faster. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we were correct. There are 13 frogs in all. So after students spend some time working with concrete objects, we want to encourage them to move into the pictorial stage. And that's where they're able to just go ahead and draw their own picture. This is very helpful because generally any kind of work that they do, they may not have blocks with them. Let's just say, for instance, homework. They might not have blocks at home or anything to use for counting at home, so they need to be able to create their own picture. This is also very helpful when it comes down to taking quizzes or tests or anything like that, because of course students won't be taking out blocks at that time. So very helpful to just kind of nudge them into the pictorial stage. So let's see here. We're just going to use the same story, same numbers for this demonstration. So of course there are 4 frogs in the pond. 9 more frogs come along. How many frogs are there in all? So again, I'm going to show a picture for both. So there's my 4, and then I'm going to put my 9. Students should know how to put 9 without counting from 1. They should know that 5 go on the top, 4 go on the bottom. Okay, so now, again, we're practicing that strategy of making 10. So as I look at my picture, again, I could use my 4. I could turn this into a 10, but it's much faster to change that 9 because look, I only need that 1 more. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and write my addition sentence since I didn't do that. Now let's see how this 4 and 9 change. I'm going to take this 1 and give it to the 9. And if you notice, I use that same color so that you can still see there's still 4 here. I've just moved 1 over, okay, to make that group. So now instead of 4 and 9, I can see 3 and 10. So 4 plus 9 is the same as 3 plus 10. They both equal 13. So there are 13 frogs in all. Again, you want students to check their work. It's very easy to make a silly mistake and miss that answer by 1. So you want to make sure that, again, that they go ahead and double check and count. They can count from the 10 or from the 9, up to them. So 10, 11, 12, 13, just double checking. Okay, so the final demonstration is for those students who have kind of advanced in their skills with addition. They are able to do many things mentally. They don't necessarily need a picture in order to make 10 because they know those combinations automatically. This is why it's real important to practice those math facts. If you know them automatically, you don't have to think as much as you do these strategies. So let's look here. So again, same story. There are 4 frogs in the pond. 9 more frogs come along. How many frogs are there in all? So these students typically are going to start with their addition sentence, just with the bare numbers, because this is the abstract stage. They don't need much. These bare numbers mean something to them. They don't have to have the picture. So 4 plus 9. Again, I'm going to break one of the numbers apart and give some so that I can make a group of 10. So I'm looking at the 4 and the 9. For me, it's easier to break this 9 because it's closer to 10. Not break the 9, sorry. Break apart the 4 and give some to the 9 because it's closer to 10. So let's see. 9 just needs 1 more to make 10. So what I'll do is kind of go in with that number bond that we learned from the beginning of the year. My 4 is a whole here. So I'm going to give 1 to the 9. And I'm going to keep some for myself here. So the other number that goes with 1 to make 4 is 3. So there would be 3 left over there. Now, I'm going to give some to the 9. So here we go. 9 and 1 is 10, right? So I see 3 plus 10. 4 plus 9 is the same as 3 plus 10. Oh, that equals 13. Okay, so again, there are 13 frogs in all. Because abstract is a little more difficult, I'm going to show that one more time with different numbers. Oh, and also you still want to make sure with abstract that students go ahead and check their answer. So I'll make sure for this one that I actually check versus that other one. So let's see, 6. There are 6 frogs in the pond. 8 more frogs come along. How many frogs are there in all? All right, so let's just put in, I'm going to put in my 6 plus 8. And I'm going to decide which number to break apart. Again, I could break apart either one of these numbers. It's totally up to me. I like to take the one that's closest to 10 and turn it into 10, but it could go both ways. So let's see here. 8's closer to 10, so I'm going to break apart the 6. 8 needs 2 more to make 10, so he'll hand over 2 and keep 4 for himself. You'll notice, again, this number bond is from the beginning of the year, and we've been using this for a while, so students should know quickly those combinations to break down that number. Okay, so I'll give, let's see, oh, there's 4 here that are left over there, and I'm going to bundle here to make a 10. 8 and 2 is 10. So 6 plus 8 is the same as 4 plus 10. Well, that's 14. Don't need to count that. There are 14 frogs in all. As a double check, I'll just make the quick picture. Here's my 6, 8. Okay. Guess I'm being sloppy here. And I can count on. I can make the 10 with the picture. Totally up to me. I just need to double check the answer. So I'll count on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I was correct. So I hope those demonstrations were helpful. Remember, Make 10 is just a strategy that we use to help make adding easier. The goal is not for 10 to be the answer to the problem, but the goal is to use the 10 to quickly find the answer without counting. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Excuse my voice. I guess I'm getting a cold here. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's anything that you need explained again or another thing that you want me to demonstrate. I'm happy to do so. Bye.